Hello, everybody. Bad Weather Freak. I got the weekly update. Last week I did not do a video. I wasn't feeling too well. Getting better. Getting over a cold. It is not COVID, as I tested negative for COVID. But anyways, here we're looking at the update for the last week, basically of September, June. And right now, as you can see, we have a big train of cloud convection and thunderstorm activity. Now, because climatology history calls, right now is not time for these storms to start developing this far and out in the ocean and so far south. Now there's few ingredients that are positive and they can actually help facilitate some of the development, but right now historically it is not time for that yet. Now if this was August, September, I mean, this would have been a different story. But this is the wide view of the satellite imagery. I'm going to show you a few spots that the Hurricane Center is actually looking for. And let's actually look at that National Hurricane Center. And if you see, there's a few areas here. Now let's do the 5 days, so it actually gives you a better idea where the storms are gonna go. Right now, there's a area in the Gulf of Mexico. There's temperature, sea surface temperatures here near the shoreline are, I mean, they're about 90 degrees. So that's why the National Hurricane Center is actually giving this a potential 20% chance of development. Now, it's looking like it's not going to, based on how it looks. Like if you see it here in the, let's actually take a look, take a closer look. The Gulf of Mexico, here it is. Now, if you guys look in there, this is where it's located. And it's looking like it wants to fire up, create some thunderstorm convection, but it's having a really hard time. Again, it's too early in the season to have this type of development. Now, if this would have been again closer to the peak of the season, or even October is notorious for having tons of activity in the Gulf, especially very intense hurricanes. If it would have been around that time, then it would be a different story. But right now, this is what's happening with this. Most likely, what end up happening is it's gonna just dump a bunch of rain in Texas and parts of Mexico, which right now Texas could use some rain. So let's hope that's the case. It goes to Texas, but again, not as a strong storm or anything like that. Now this is a look of 94L, which the main area that everybody's looking at. Because seems like it has the biggest potential to form. Very disorganized, losing some convection as well. Now, if we go here, this is the red area that we're seeing. So as of 2 p.m., which was about a couple hours ago, that wave is about 700 miles east-southeast of the southern Windward Islands. It's producing a large area of showers and thunderstorm. Environmental conditions appear to be conducive for development, and we should probably have a tropical depression or tropical storm within the next day or two or so, I should say. So today, not too long ago, the hurricane hunters were down there at that area, and they were having a hard time finding actually a close center of circulation. So it has a lot of convection, but it's not close yet. So that's why most likely they're not naming it as of right now. But that could change within the next day or two. But so far, it's looking like it's not going to affect the islands potentially. I mean, at least the northern islands. Now, the southern islands and the coast of Venezuela or Colombia can actually be impacted by it. But right now, we'll have to see what happens with that storm. As far as the sea surface temperatures, again, plenty of warm water. Nothing extreme, but definitely warmer than average. And this is what I was talking about. You see how the orange, deep orange, kind of reddish colors are pulling up in the northern Gulf, signifying that there's sea surface temperatures of high 80s to low 90 degrees, which is significant. That's why that other storm is kind of wanting to form there. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you guys before I let you guys go. Let's take out the analysis tool. Again, still creeping up from May at our lowest point in May 2nd, all the way slowly going up. Again, neutral is 0. This is La Nina territory. Then past 0 in going into the plus, that's the El Nino territory. The last thing I wanted to show you is the forecasting models and see what they're saying. Now, if you look at here, this is the GFS. Kind of going in the future, you can see we're starting to develop. That's a reddish area. There's one behind it. Again, potentially a hurricane, category 1. Potentially hurricane making landfall in Central America. That's what the GFS is saying. If you go into the future, the same low level circulation that was behind that red spot that I show you guys, this one here. So in other words, this one, that's this one. It looks like goes to over there on Northern Islands, just basically a rainmaker based on the looks of it, potentially bringing some rain to Florida as well. Now let's check out the European model. The European model, same thing. It has a making landfall Central America. You can kind of see how the one that is behind it, it doesn't become into anything, and then it just kind of fizzle out. Now let's take a look at the Canadian model. Now the Canadian, same thing, they all in pretty good consensus that this thing is gonna strengthen and then make landfall in Central America. This one much later developing the yellow spot that you saw behind the red one, this one here. Now let's take a look at the Navy, and that's the last one we're going to look at. So the Navy has it kind of about the same spot, but then shifting northern, like going north and actually surviving all this land interaction. But probability of that happening are very, very low. But again, something to keep an eye out. Conditions are marginally favorable right now. So that's a quick update that I wanted to share with you guys. I didn't want to make this video too long, so you can see some few storms that are being keep an eye on and being tracked by the National Hurricane Center as a potential development. But as you guys can see, nothing major should be happening. Of course, if it does, we'll keep you posted. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It should be in the description of the video below. If you have any questions, any concerns, post on the comment section below. And as of right now, hopefully everybody is doing well, and take care.